in about a minute, I will be giving you a piece of paper. That will be your teacher copy. Please do not, even though I say this 100 times. Yeah, it's testing. So I will give you three documents on them. The first one will be a review of Board of Education. All right, I'm looking for three points on why Brown versus Board of Education talks about the effects of segregation. What were the effects of segregation that the court said was absolutely denying African American civil rights, right? Especially young children, right? That's why they won the case. Got it? Cool. The second one will be a picture of a protest of integration, a protest of people not wanting to integrate, but wanting to keep segregation going. I want you to bet. It says who are protesting. I know it's looked up, right? But who is protesting? All right? Yeah, they're white. But we've seen white people before get angry in the South. What kind of white people?
White Southerners.
No, they're from Baltimore.
Oh my God, they look so killer.
Birmingham.
They're from Baltimore.
America.
Baltimore's northern than Indianapolis. The other Americans? Sure.
Everyone.
I don't know. You gotta open up your eyes. This ain't the Klan.
Great picture, Mr. Reno.
Thank you. Anybody wanna? You know what? Who said that? Who said women? You're right. What kind of women? With who? No. Who's protesting segregation? It's not some country bumpkin in the hills burning crosses. Who's doing it? White mothers with children.
Thanks for letting me know. I got a free.
Got it. But why is that a different characteristic, okay? Understand that, right? Why is that different, right? And then lastly on the back is this idea of gradualism. Once a law becomes in effect, right? Once a law comes into effect, that's not good. The phone's wet, thank you. I can hold on to it. You trust yourself? Remember, it's eternal. It's eternal that you need to kind of do this. Gradualism, right, is a idea, like once a law comes into effect, right? Once a law absolutely comes into effect, right? How quickly can that law be implemented, right? Does it happen overnight or is it like spread out, right? Now, this guy, OPCBL, is writing about gradualism. How quickly are we going to integrate the schools? Are we going to do it overnight or are we going to spread it out? Well, the Supreme Court said we can do it gradually. And the NAACP said, we have done gradual for a long time. We need to do this right away. And so I have a quick little video right here about gradualism. And again, look at the people protesting in this video, right?
Black children.
I don't think you understand. I think you're using that wrong.
In the late 1950s, the battle for civil rights was fought in the classrooms of the South. The Supreme Court had ruled in a case called Brown versus Board of Education that segregated schools were unconstitutional under the 14th Amendment. Many Southerners saw the decision as an attack on their heritage and traditions. The battle lines were drawn.
I think we were not really quite prepared for the extent to which the South would resist the implementation of the Brown decision. In fact, the shutting down of the NAACP in Alabama, the resistance evidenced in places like Virginia and Arkansas, the legislative investigations committees in Florida and in other states really frightened us.
And the white resistance could also be violent. In February 1956, a black woman named Autherine Lucy was quietly admitted to the all-white University of Alabama. But the night after she arrived, students and townspeople began a riot. The university suspended Lucy temporarily, it said, for her own protection. And Autherine Lucy sued, claiming that mob rule was being allowed to overturn the law.
What's brought about these actions, I feel, is that lawless elements outside the campus set themselves over and above the law. Their actions brought great discredit to our nation.
The charge has been made and made by some fairly moderate people.
Oh, there's our guy.
Graduates, you might call them. The general counsel, you are moving too far, too fast. Following the decision of the Supreme Court, you would have been well advised to let things move along gradually for a while. But you can't overthrow the prejudices of 300 years overnight.
You can, or maybe you can't, override prejudice overnight. But the Emancipation Proclamation was issued in 1863, 90-odd years ago. I believe in gradualism. I also believe that 90-odd years is pretty gradual.
Ha! Smart guy.
Autherine Lucy won her case, but the Board of Trustees expelled her anyway for saying the university had used the riots to keep her out. Across the South, the Lucy case gave resisting whites hope. To use violence to fight the law, it seemed they could keep black children in black schools. And it seemed the federal government would not step in. After the riots, the president spoke only of extremists on both
This
sides.
is President
He worried
Eisenhower,
about much of the country.
right? So, we're gonna learn about only pretty much 3 presidents, right? For the next month and a half. Eisenhower, the World War II hero from D-Day, right? He was a Republican. Kennedy, the Democrat, and then LBJ, Lyndon Baines Johnson, his vice president. There are about 3 presidents within the 18 years.
Too fast on school integration.
I personally believe if you try to go too far or too fast in laws in this delicate field that has involved the emotions of so many millions of Americans, you're making a mistake. I believe we've got to have laws that go along with education and understanding. I think you go beyond that, sometimes you cause trouble rather than benefit.
Right. So again, that idea of gradualism, gradually inserting it. All right. So again, part 1 is only, give me, according to the source, not to you, right? According to the source, what were 3 effects of segregation on African American boys and girls going to school? What's up? In depth enough, right? In depth enough, whatever you think is right? You know, like I'm saying, so like, if you give me more, you're challenging me. As if you just say segregation bad, right? I gotta grade you on segregation bad. If you write a lot and give credit to the source, then you're putting on pressure on me to give you a grade, good grade. Do you understand what I'm saying right there? Right? That's why I support the right. Put the pressure on the grader. Don't make it easy for the grader. If I see a 2-word sentence on this source, I'll be like, oh, this person has no idea what they're talking about. But if you give me a lengthy argument, right, using source things, then I'm going to be like, this person knows exactly what they're talking about. Or they're faking it until they make it. Cool?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Good luck. Thank you very much. I would say, yes, Oliver?
Are we gonna after?
Yes, of course you'll have it after. So what I would do, I would recommend, right? And this is on your end, right? I would answer the first one completely, and then when you come back, you have an hour to answer 2 questions. Okay? And then during lunch, you go to your friend, like, what did you put down? Answer number 1, and then you tell them. As for me, I can't do anything about that, right? All right, let me take attendance, yeah. All right, okay. All right, good luck. Remember, this is your last thing in August, right? Give yourself a high five, slap your hands, give yourself a pound, right? You got that. I will make that picture up a little bit better, but I'll leave this right here for y'all. So, what did I give you this one? Sage, what's that? All right, yeah. You can ask one correctly. That's right. If you cite the source, then you get that's what the answer is, right? So what I would recommend, according to the source, the summary of Brown versus Board of Education are effective segregation. Beautiful. Now you're good. Yes. We're good.
Segregation was apart, right?
Yep. Segregation, separation. Segregation, separation. Segregation, separation. Integration means inclusion. Delicious. Thank you. Best I can do. You got it. Oh, you know what, Fox? She's not here. Sorry. Hey, what's up? What's going on? What's that? Yeah. Yeah. She's got one. Okay, well, thank you. Yep, no problem. You all right? Again, just do the first one, you'll be in a good place, right? You can look at this. That second sentence. Second paragraph. Remember, give credit to the people who wrote this. Which paper? What's up? Okay. Okay.
James Covington, you need to come back and sign in at the main office, or you will be sent home. James Covington, you need to come back to the main office and sign in.
All right, y'all, you got about 9 minutes before lunch. Like I said, if you're up there, I'm doing the first one, your trade.